Kalamoana Exile's talkative try here. And oh my hooded one, new Path of Exile 2 information is coming from everywhere. Interviews with Jonathan Rogers, legal leaks from the PoE2 event, and people hyper-analyzing every single new PoE2 video and image out there. Videos from awesome folks like Dreamcore and Empyrean. And I am here to sort it all out and get you the best new insights in a single video.
Am I ready for Thanksgiving?
Path of Exile 2 news aggregator
Dude, yes.
Try here at your service. It is an honor.
It's
Here's
my
a
favorite
high-level
holiday.
overview of what new info this video contains. A showcase of bandit-like quest rewards in Path of Exile 2 from Havoc. More Ascendancy nodes leaked for the Witch Hunter and Titan. The most important new info from the Ghazi and DM interview of Jonathan Rogers. A reminder, I am also interviewing Jonathan this week on Tuesday.
Oh,
new passive
dope.
skill tree insights.
Tomorrow.
A brief look at the insane $480 supporter pack art book. Worry not, spoiler areas are marked and announced. A glance at the brand new PoE2 website. Another note on the Diablo general manager drama and how we should welcome in all Diablo refugees with open jaws. Then, a final note from me. Recording this at 5 a.m., exhausted but so happy all this is going so well thanks to your support.
I'm
now,
certified
before we get
fat,
into the belly of the beast of
I
the
am
video,
fat.
please like...
I take that. I will gladly take that. I am fat. This is me. I embrace it. Yes.
The video if you like my content, subscribe to the channel for all things Path of Exile 2, and hit the sub notification bell. These past few days have been insanely successful.
Dude, I'm so geeked.
And I'd like to keep the momentum going.
It just makes no
Thank
sense.
You. As always, timestamp.
This is like better than COD hype. This is better than COD hype, bro. Like, oh man, it's just like, it's like certified hype. Like hype that will be fulfilled. That has actual like fulfillment on the other side.
Stamps and sources are in the description below. Now, let's delve on in. Let's start off with this awesome teaser from Havoc, one of the Path of Exile 1 GOATs and OGs, showcasing that there will be bandit-like character buffs in Path of Exile 2. For those of you who don't know, in Path of Exile 1, there is a quest in Act 2 which allows you to get special character buffs from killing a specific type of enemy. And you get that permanently across your entire character, or you can choose to get passive points instead. Well, we didn't know if that was coming back in Path of Exile 2, where you make this wild decision whether you get this buff to your character or that buff to your character with a quest reward. And showcased here by Havoc, we will indeed get this. These also appear to be pretty darn strong, with one of them affecting your life regeneration, another your mana, and the third
grants regenerate 1.5% of life per second. That's permanent? Just life over time. Permanent. 25% increased mana regeneration. Wow. 5% increased attack and cast speed. That's fire. I mean, like, you choose either this or just points in your skill tree, like passive tree. I mean, I don't know. That's I haven't really seen the passive tree. Well, I've seen it, but I haven't like seen all the nodes and all of what they do. But I don't know, dude. I'm like, the buffs seem better just off the rip. Screw COD hype. This like Christmas morning hype when you was a kid and took a peek and already knew. Oh my goodness, why is that like the perfect description? Actually fire. Like when you were like a kid. Like when you were, I remember I used to be young and I used to like, I don't know what it was about Christmas, but like almost every Christmas I would like wake up super early. Like it was like you just can't sleep. You just super excited. You wake up super duper early. You can't sleep. You wake up super early. And I always used to wake up like in the middle of the night when my parents were still wrapping the gifts. So I would like peek out the door and see like the Christmas tree light on and hear them wrapping and putting stuff together. Like, dude, that's exactly what this is like. Also, I got pancakes, bro. I don't know if y'all can see this or not, but I got pancakes, bro.
Just boosting your attack and cast speed. So we have recovery in terms of life, recovery in terms of mana resources, and just better damage. I like the choices. I wonder if you'll be able to respec in between them, and I wonder if there will be more on top of this one. It would be cool if there were multiple tiers of this. We know that bosses are dropping.
I'm finna eat. Yes. I'm finna eat.
The flavors are melting on my tongue.
Yes, sir. Bon appetit.
Specific character buffs when you kill them, these optional bosses. This is brand new. I will definitely be asking Jonathan Rogers about this in my interview with him on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's interesting if you can respec, but I don't think you could respec because it's permanent. So, well, if you choose the passive points instead, then you could probably definitely respect those. But the buffs, I don't know. Give me one of them hot cakes. No.
How about no?
No. And then we have more ascendancy nodes leaked from the Titan and Witch Hunter ascendancies. They are pretty wild indeed. These are posted on Reddit. Like I said, the sources are in the description below. This first one, Colossal Capacity, basically gives you extra inventory slots, just like the rucksack from Path of Exile 1. 20 extra inventory slots is pretty massive, and it's something that's a quality of life feature that other classes won't get. Now, Jonathan Rogers was asked about this in the interview with DM and Ghazi, and he said Mark Roberts, one of the game directors on Path of Exile 2, basically said, let's just try it out. Let's see how it works. Maybe people will hate it. Maybe they'll like it. If they hate it, we'll change it, but we're going to give it a go. So they just decided to add it onto the Ascendancy. It is kind of wild that it's just a purely quality of life feature, and it's not really buffing your character power in any way, but I can imagine a world where people are actually taking this for that extra quality of life feel to pick up more loot from a map or just fit more loot in their inventory at once. Next up, we have Stone Skin, which doubles your armor from equipped body armor. This is an OG Juggernaut node, which is pretty cool. Obviously massively defensive, and we know that the Titan is going to be an incredibly tanky class, so I'm super excited to see how high we can push our armor values and just how much damage we can mitigate.
Dude, that's actually cracked. Doubled. If you just go all into armor, it's doubled. Like, that's like full on tank to the max. Like, that ability that turns you to stone. Yeah. The Wukong thing. Yeah. That's crazy.
Then we have Ancestral Empowerment, which essentially buffs your slam skills, giving you the buff Ancestrally Boosted. We're guessing that this is giving you a spirit that watches over you and slams your attack another time, just like one of the Chieftain Ascendancy nodes from Path of Exile 1. Very cool, very strong, and I love that it's every second slam skill, and it doesn't seem to have any other internal cooldown. So if you massively boost how fast you're attacking, this is just going to get stronger and stronger and stronger. It's not like it has a 1 second cooldown time or 2 seconds, 3 seconds. It's just every second slam. I love it. It's going to be super powerful, and I cannot wait to see what it looks like in game, given the graphical effects that we've seen so far on these.
Oh my goodness, the graphics in PoE look so good, dude. Like the different, I can't think of the word. Status effects, not really what I want to say, but like the lightning and the fire, like those visuals look so good. There was a build I played that had a clone of myself over me that would shoot enemies automatically while I walked around. You talking about a PoE1?
Ascendancies. And then we have one of the most busted nodes I've ever seen, Mysterious Lineage, 20% more maximum life. For those of you who don't know, that's
fire, especially for like Necromancer. Both the ascendancies, the fire or the blood necro, really good maximum life, but I would say definitely more so for the blood necro. So good. I mean, maximum life is good for every class though. I mean, this game is gonna be hard. Like, these enemies, these bosses are gonna hurt. Oh, and by the way, you can do the ascendancy trials with other people. They don't make you do it solo, which is kind of crack.
A huge boost to the survivability of this class. 20% more is tremendous. If it was increased, not as much, but more, this is going to make the Titan one of the tankiest character types in the game. And if there are life stacking abilities outside of something like the Blood Mage, oh my goodness, we're going to see some life stackers who are scaling their damage based on their life on the Titan class with this specific node. And now we have two busted ascendancy nodes for the Witch Hunter, for the Mercenary. We start with No Mercy, deal up to 30% more damage to enemies based on their missing concentration. So this basically has to do with their stagger and the like, so you can do a massive amount of more damage to enemies who are flailing about with the Witch Hunter. The amount of damage stacking nodes on the Witch Hunter seems ridiculous, such as the ability with the initial shot giving you a chance to just chunk 30% of their maximum life with that first hit. This class seems like it might be one of the most crazy clear classes in the game, especially in the early end game. And then we have this one, Pitiless Killer, which grants you Culling Strike, I presume to just all of your skills and attacks. And for those of you who don't know what this means that it automatically kills enemies that you hit when they hit a certain life percentage. It varies in Path of Exile 2 based on the enemy.
So it's like an assassination. Oh no. Zozo. My pancakes raw, bro. My pancakes raw. Dang, rip. You want all of them?
Which one? Good.
Let me check this one. I think this one good. This Culling Strike is crazy though. It's just like an assassination, bro. So good. So good.
Type of rarity, so normal, magic, rare, and unique. The values can be found on screen right now. This is going to be busted in many scenarios, but most especially when you're talking about rares and uniques, especially given the fact that you're already doing possibly a huge chunk of their maximum life with your first hit. If you take that other ascendancy node, you're doing more damage if you stagger them, if their concentration is completely broken, and now you're culling them. Like I said, clearing with the Witch Hunter is going to be, I presume, redonkulous. Now for a very quick overview of all the most important information from the Darth microtransaction and Ghazi interview of game director on PB2, Jonathan Rogers. I will link to the full interview in the description below. It was a great one. It went 2 hours. It was supposed to go for 1 hour. We'll see if mine ends up doing the same. I doubt it. I'm probably not going to take 2 hours of Jonathan's time. There were some technical difficulties, so
that's
I
what he think.
Taking more and more time, but I'm probably going to go 1 hour unless I can really.
That's what he think. I mean, let's be real. Jonathan can be a little long-winded, like in how he answers questions in response to stuff, but I get it. I mean, he really loves this game. I mean, it's like his baby, and it's a great game, so I probably talk about it all the time too.
Really push it. If you look at my screen right now, here are the notes to the DM Ghazi interview. There are other people who are doing full recaps on the entire interview. There were about 50 questions in total. I'm going to talk about just a few here right now. The most important and juicy bit of information I think we learned from this interview is that about item tiers and how they work. We learned that there are 10 tiers of items, with the first 5 tiers being completely hidden. And the higher tier an item is, the better modifiers that drop on the item, the higher tier the affixes and prefixes are, and the better their roles are, which is awesome. The 5 last tiers are showcased on items, so if you see a tier 1 through tier 5 item, with 5 being the best, you know that those are the best droppable items in the game. And they roll their values while unidentified, which is something different from Path of Exile 1, wherein everything is always rolled on unidentified items when you identify them. Now, when you pick up these tier 5 items, they should have the best rolls in the game. They should have the best mods in the game. So when you see one of those fall on the ground, you should have your dopamine levels skyrocket. It's going to be a good time.
Dude, it's like in a Division 2 when you playing and you see something pink in the distance. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Division 2, seeing some exotic drop. Oh, you would sacrifice your life to go pick up that loot in the middle of a freaking legendary freaking hard mission. You running to go get that joint. I remember, oh my goodness, I remember people used to like kick you if you would like matchmake for like hard stuff in a division, and then at the end when you're supposed to get all your loot, they just boot you. Dirty.
Then they spoke about the Druid and the Huntress, asking whether or not they would be in the game soon. Jonathan's answer was, yes, they are the next 2 classes to be added. They are finalizing details on the Druid. The Huntress is basically good to go. They're just waiting a little bit longer and polishing those finer details. We also learned that there will not just be 2 primary shapeshifting forms for the Druid archetype of skills, but 3. We know about the wolf. We know about the bear. The third one is a mystery. Could it be the cat form that we saw back in 2019?
Cat?
Could it be a wereroa? Maybe a bird of some sort? Or a dinosaur? A
dinosaur?
Bug? Who knows? We'll find out.
I don't know. I'm thinking like some like ferocious wild animals. Bear, wolf. I don't know what that third one could be. Like, what's something that'll like maul you or rip you to shreds? Huntress was the character I wanted to play day 1 though, so it's exciting to know that they almost done with her. A lion? I could see some type of like jungle cat or like, you know, predator cat. I could kind of see that. Not y'all frying him. Talking about it looked like Woody without his hat. Yo. You telling me you don't want to morph into a Godzilla? No, I think it would be cool, but I just don't think I don't think they'll do that. It don't seem like it fits. It don't seem like it fits.
Out soon enough. I do hope it's wacky. We also learned, in addition to the demon form, there will be other shape-shifting forms scattered across other classes. I presume that means on unique items, on ascendancy classes, and just more skills in the game. Shapeshifting truly is something that they can continue to develop for years and years to come. We also learned that you cannot completely brick your atlas. If you have no more paths to continue on your journey, for example, if you fail the first 4 waystones when initially starting the endgame, you get a chance to reset your entire atlas and get a brand new seed, starting from 0. You can also probably do this if you've progressed a decent amount and you would like to restart your seed, but you need to remember the more valuable atlas waystones and nodes are farther out from the beginning of the atlas. So if you do that, if you reset your progress, you're going to lose a lot of progression and rewards. Think about it before you do it. We also learned that Jonathan Rogers himself wrote the first cinematic, the opening to Path of Exile 2, and designed it to be like the Chronicles of Riddick, where there's a group of people going to hunt a bad guy, and then you find out that the people hunting the bad guy are
the
actually
bad
the
guys.
bad guys, and the bad guy is the good guy, and each of them is picked off one by one by the hooded one. Dude, did a fantastic job. I'm just so happy that they found.
Yeah, that intro cussing was actually fire. I didn't pick up on that either, that those guys in the beginning were bad guys. I didn't pick up on that. Lion or gorilla? Oh, gorilla. Now that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one actually.
Finally got to put a cinematic in the game. He also acknowledged, no, it's not Blizzard quality, but it's their cinematic. It's something that looks good, it feels good, it communicates the vibe of the game and of Rayclast, and he was really, really happy with it. And so am I. And I bet you are
it was
too.
fire.
Jonathan also confirmed that there are no truly bricking mods on waystones or maps, such as Reflect, although there are more difficult mods, and they can be more controlled, because we do know prefixes are all beneficial to you, and suffixes are more detrimental to you. But let's rejoice. No Reflect, especially Zizrin. He's probably very, very happy about that. Finally, we learned that Jonathan Rogers is nervous about launch. They expected to have interest in the early access for Path of Exile 2, but not this much interest. So his sole job the next 11 days is making sure the servers do not explode on launch.
Yes, bro. Please, Johnny, please.
League launch numbers for Path of Exile 2's early access.
League launch.
And judging from what he said, there are far more people interested based on supporter pack sales, buzz across the internet, and the like.
Dude, this game is gonna shake the gaming world, bro. At least for like a week. At least for like a week. At least a weekend, I would say. Because it drops on a Friday, I believe. So that weekend, like, dude, it's gonna shake. Cause like this is like kind of like the perfect time to drop stuff. Not only is it December, and it's right around the holidays, so people trying to you know, spend money and get gifts, and they finna be on vacations and stuff. But also, there's not really no other games really out right now or around there that's like competing with PoE. So this is gonna be like a earthquake of like, dude, it's like I cannot wait. As long as I get to get in there, like dude, I just cannot wait. Like, it's literally like you said, Greg, like Christmas morning, you just like geeked, bro. Geeked.
We're going to see 400 to 500,000 people on Steam on day one logging in, with 1 million plus watching on Twitch, YouTube videos absolutely blowing up. It's going to be an amazing time, and I wish Jonathan Rogers all the luck on the servers.
Yeah,
it
bro.
was a great interview as always from DM and Ghazi. And remember, I am interviewing Jonathan Rogers myself here on YouTube and Twitch at 5 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. CET on Tuesday. It's going to be a great time.
He
I
said
got about
5.
an hour with
How long? I mean, what time?
Jonathan Rogers myself here on YouTube and Twitch at 5 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. CET on
Eastern. I don't know. I know PST, but he said 5 p.m. Say that one more time for me, bro.
Ways from DM and Ghazi. And remember, I am interviewing Jonathan Rogers myself here on YouTube and Twitch at 5 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. CET on Tuesday. It's going to be a great time. I got about an hour with...
That's 4 p.m. That's 4 p.m. So, 4 p.m. Interesting. 4 p.m. my time. Diablo is done. Diablo 2 Remastered Ladder Reset is happening same day. Oh, it's competing all right. You got the loyal. Oh, Diablo 2. People still play Diablo 2. See, to be fair, I don't really know nothing about Diablo pre D4. Diablo 4 was my first Diablo game, so I really don't know much about Diablo beyond D4. So, I mean, yeah. Everybody coming over and some Destiny people too. Definitely. With all this hype and word of mouth going all around, and streamers and YouTubers and all this stuff, definitely got some people itching to try. I bet.
Then we'll see if we go a little bit over that. We'll just have to find out. I appreciate all the support. I cannot wait to see what he has to say in response to some of my questions. Next up, we are getting bunches of information about the passive skill tree, all the notables on it, all the keystones, what the different areas look like for the warrior and the sorceress and the witch and the mercenary and all the other classes. And a lot of this information is coming, yes, from Reddit, as we'll look to in a moment. But another source is Dreamcore, who is doing a complete series breaking down all the different passive nodes on the tree that he found when he was in LA. He captured every notable and every keystone he could. I highly suggest you go to his channel, check out this series. He's going to be drip feeding us exiles for the next long while. It's going to be awesome to see every single bit about the tree come out. But there is that disclaimer that there will be massive renovations to the tree throughout early access launch. But we do know on launch, it's probably going to be very similar to what Dream is laying out. And if you look at your screen right now, we are getting a lot of other notables very quick for those of us who do not have the patience with no extra awesome Dreamcore explanation on top. We have Bulwark, Apocalypse, Glancing Blows, Lay Siege, Distracting Presence, and Levitation.
Wait, hold on. Dodge roll cannot avoid damage. Take 30% less damage from hits while dodge rolling. Wait, why would you want to choose that? Why would you want to choose that? Dodge roll can't avoid damage? I don't know. 40% reduced damage. Herald skills deal 200% increased damage. 50% increased weapon swap speed. That's fire. Now that's fire. For sure. 25% increased culling strike threshold. Oh, so does that mean that you get to kill them sooner? Like you don't, like their threshold for when you can one-shot them is higher health, right? Block chance is doubled, and you take 50% of damage from blocked hits. 50% of the damage from blocked hits. I think that's good, but how much damage do you take from a blocked hit regularly? Like if you block a hit, do you take 100? You don't take 100. I don't know much about that stuff. I'm sorry. Grenades have 20% chance to activate a second time. That's fire. I seen him use that for the mercenary, I think. 10% increased attributes. Grenade skills fire an additional projectile. Life leech effects are not removed when unreserved life is filled. Unreserved life. That one's going over my head too. Some things won't make sense unless you look at the other things. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, I know this game is going to be like an encyclopedia of stuff and information to learn. No damage, but you may have something on your build that makes you want to take some damage, like damage reflect. Oh, okay. Wow. Dude. 1% increased damage per 1% chance to block. 15% increased skill effect duration, 12% increased cooldown recovery rate, 10% increased cooldown recovery rate. Enemies in your presence have 10% reduced cooldown recovery rate. And then this says unaffected by enemy ground effects for 1 second after stepping on them. Oh. I read that completely wrong. I'm thinking like, what enemies are we gonna be stomping? But I think they're talking about like if an enemy has like fire on the ground and if you step on it, then you're not affected for 1 second after stepping on it.
All here from the tree.
Which is good, because I was watching this video the other day where about the ranger, and in the gameplay, dude was like one shot after being burned. Like the enemy had some fire on the ground and he was like taking tick damage and was finna die. Like, dude, it's finna be a lot of deaths in my run through. I just know that.
There are some crazy notables and keystones on the tree that are doing some pretty spectacular things, as we can see with levitation, unaffected by enemy ground effects for 1 second after stepping on them. We know us Path of Exile 1 players are going to love that node. We also have cluster bombs, grenade skills fire, and additional projectile, or lay siege. 1% increased damage per 1% chance to block. Block stackers unite. Where's the gladiator, everybody? And then we have this as well. Fast metabolism. Life leech effects are not removed when unreserved life is filled. My mind is exploding. Polymathy, 10% increased attributes. Sounds familiar from Path of Exile 1. And then we have repeating explosives. Grenades have a 20% chance to activate a second time. Quick Change Act, 50% increased weapon swap speed. Grenadier, grenade skills have +1 cooldown use. Call the Hordes, 25% increased culling strike threshold.
Dang, if I knew he was going to read them all, I wouldn't have read them.
You know you're going to take that on the Mercenary with culling strike on every single attack. I mean, everyone, people thought the passive skill tree was going to be boring from Path of Exile 2, that all the nodes were going to be very bland and samey in general. I don't know why they thought this. Maybe it's because they said, oh, there's going to be 1,500 plus nodes. That's not the case. They are going hyper specialized with all these different notables and keystones and the paths along the tree. We are going to be able to make limitless builds just with the passive tree. And then we have the ascendancies, and then we have 200 plus unique items, and we've not seen the vast majority of them, and all the different vectors to edit our character. Path of Exile 2 is going to give build creators a massive amount of options.
Oh, yeah.
I am all here for it, even though I am a casual, not great build maker. Right.
I know, right, bro? I'm scared, bro. But it's exciting to not be limited, to be able to build as your heart desires, to test the limits of your creative brain, your build brain. Yeah.
Now. Okay, here is the part on the art book, my fellow exiles. Huge spoilers ahead. Do not watch this part of the video. Go to the description below. Skip to the next timestamp that is labeled no spoilers. There will be no spoilers from that point on. Also, brief hoodie review right here. It's really nice. The only thing I'm worried about is this washing off the logo. The material itself is super soft. It's super comfy. This is a size large.
That's a hoodie?
Is awesome quality as well. There's also a logo.
That's a jacket.
The logo on the back too, Path of Exile 2. So anybody seeing
That's not classified as a hoodie in my book. Hoodies, no zippers. Pull it over the top of your head.
you in public will instantly know you are a fellow exile of Oriath. Or
I want one though. I want
Now,
some PoE drip. I do. I'll rep it.
Here we have the brand new Path of Exile 2 website, which doesn't contain a lot of new information. It showcases
Oh,
all the different character classes and their
oh,
ascendancies with their rad ascendancy art in one place. It also lists off, as you can see, the assassin, the druid, the gladiator, the huntress, the marauder,
he know these joints by their symbols. That's raw as crap.
and the Templar as the 6 remaining classes to yet be revealed. Maybe they actually did change the duelist to the gladiator and the shadow to the assassin. We'll have to see. Last time we talked about that, they hadn't changed them, and it was just a little bug or error on the website. Lays out the new skill gem system, and it has this right here, which is my favorite part of the entire new website design. The art of the character's equipment is just phenomenal. And finally, we get some feminine armor sets in the game. Log in. And then we also have the Searing Touch, which is a brand new unique item that grants a skill level 9 living bomb. Have no idea what it does. Cannot wait to find out. If you scroll
It's
down,
obviously
it
a
also
fire
showcases
skill.
the end game and what that exactly looks like. And if we scroll to the very bottom, we get, once again, face the pinnacle threat. While mapping, you might come across a giant fortress with a pillar of flame and ash rising from the center that has emerged from underground. Surrounded by an enormous maze riddled with danger, is the maze preventing
Oh,
something
we've
from
seen
getting
that
in or something getting out?
in the
Please
reveal.
leave a comment below. What do you think is inside this maze? What is the hardest piece of content ever in Path of Exile? Ever. Per game director Mark Roberts, the dude designing all the boss fights. Is it Azaro? Is it Atziri? Is it Abaxath, the end of all that is?
Is it sweet and sour sauce? Oh my goodness.
Who could this be? It might be someone completely brand new, but I think they will flash back to Path of Exile's historic lore, and we will be fighting something insanely cool. Maybe it's the sister of Solaris and Lunaris, Veridi. Someone in my Discord had an excellent theory about it. Highly recommend you join and check out their theory. And just one more final note on this
Okay.
insane tweet from Rod Ferguson, which is blown
Oh,
up.
I seen this tweet, bro. I seen this tweet. Oh man, it's throwing shade, bro. I was talking about this the other day. Like, I'm gonna let him read it.
Asmongold reacted to my video on it, which was awesome. I just need to say, anyone who is attributing this tweet to Diablo players or anybody else for that matter, don't do that. We should be welcoming in all Diablo refugees with open arms. Just because
Diablo refugees. Diablo refugees, hilarious. Okay, wait, he didn't read the tweet like I thought. So it says, feels like the genre of ARPG is starting to mean a lot of different things, much like Souls-like and rogue-like. I wonder if we can normalize Diablo-like for ARPGs that follow the Diablo formula. And I feel like he was like hinting at PoE because what is it? I know the ascendancy trials are kind of roguelike, to get your ascendancy points and all that stuff. And I don't know. I mean, like I said, I've only touched D4, but it's like I don't want no Diablo-like or no formula that follows the Diablo formula, bro. I want a PoE formula. That's all I'm gonna say. PoE know what they doing. GGG know what they doing. Jonathan know what he doing. I want the Jonathan formula. You like how he says, don't target this tweet towards Diablo players, and he proceeds to call them refugees. I know, right? Like, that's hilarious. Talking about we should be welcoming the Diablo refugees with open arms. Heck, you know, that's funny. They definitely is refugees, bro. Definitely refugees. But like I said before, I definitely think that Diablo is for more casual players. Like PoE, I think you need PoE, you putting in hours. If you only have like 20, 30, 40 hours a month to play a game, PoE might not be for you. Like, in Diablo, you can do that. It's a game you can play casually and play if you don't have a lot of time. But PoE, dude, hours clocking in, grinding. They trying to say PoE stole from Diablo. Oh, really? See, yeah, I don't know much. Like, maybe they talking about the other Diablos. I don't know nothing about that. PoE was basically built off of Diablo 2, but the best stuff, and went way further, and Blizzard just stopped innovating. I mean, like, how is it a bad thing to take inspiration from what you see? Like, isn't that like a lot of drive? Like even for me, like wanting to do my YouTube channel, like I used to watch Corey Kenshin a lot, and he motivated me to want to be like him, but like in my own way. So it's like everybody's stealing from everybody, like low key. Like you draw inspiration from people, you see people do something and you think, oh, I could do that, but I could do it better. Like everybody's kind of stealing from everybody. Like, and then on top of that, like you said, Diablo didn't really, kind of push the envelope, and PoE out here making waves. So I think PoE is like setting a standard, like for all future ARPGs. It's like setting a bar, because just to think that this game is going to be free. Completely, like I have to remind myself of that. Like this game is a free game, and it's like mind-blowing considering how many games nowadays are free but just be trying to literally rob you, only want your money, and that's it. So yeah,
attributing this tweet to Diablo players or anybody else for that matter, don't do that. We should be welcoming in all Diablo refugees with open arms. Just because Blizzard and Rod Ferguson, the general manager of Diablo, seems to want to diss Path of Exile and claim credit for all it has done for the ARPG industry, all it has innovated. I mean, you don't need to attribute that to anyone besides Rod. It is very unfortunate that he and the board of directors likely cooked this up in a meeting room after they watched the greatest ARPG reveal of all time.
Hating. Fake free. Exactly. Fake free. You don't steal? Oh, no, that's... Nope.
I smell cat.
That's a bold-faced, underlined, italicized lie. Make an actually good game and people will be more than welcome to give you money. Literally. Like he just said, Jonathan was surprised by how many supporter packs being bought already. Game not even out yet still. People dropping EMs when you care about your game. It makes people want to support you. Like people care about people. Like it's like I can't even. Like I'm just like all these emotions, all the hype. You just know that GGG and Jonathan, they care. They care about their community. They care about their player base, their game. Like, and people recognize that, and they want that, and they will support that. It's proven. Because imagine how many people gonna be playing day one, and it's not even free day one. So they spending money already. All the people he expected to break the servers, that's already proof enough that it's a lot of people. Dude, I've said enough.
But that doesn't mean we need to not welcome all the brand new players into Path of Exile because of his opinion. Welcome everybody, help them out, make sure that they feel like they are at home in Rayclast. And finally, just a note from me. I am recording this as of now 5:30 a.m. after streaming yesterday, spending a lot of the day making videos, and I am exhausted. I have a full-time job. I'm going to be...
Is this game PC only? Path of Exile? No, it's not. It's going to be on console too. They made it. They made it available for console and PC, and they have this thing called couch co-op where you can play on the couch on console with whoever you want. It's kind of like a what is it, like screen share, split screen. It's like split screen, but they actually designed their game and their UI around it so it doesn't feel like bad. Like it's good split screen, kind of like. I know people was talking about they went to go like test it out, and people was talking about how one person can be in their inventory just going through loot, and the other person was like still able to just play and farm and not be inhibited at all by the other person or what they're doing. So yeah They need to go ahead and purchase more server space while they have the chance. Yeah, that's what we hoping. Jonathan said he worried about it, so I'm if I know Jonathan at all, I'm feeling like he's trying to do what he can to prepare for the servers, for the launches, for the launch, for the server. I'm bogus for not giving you no hotcakes. Rip. I mean, to be fair, Jack, you know, I saved you because they was like underdone and stuff anyway. So it's kind of like a good thing that I did there, huh? The first launched on PC and console day one, didn't it? I don't know. I didn't play the first one. I'm not gonna watch this last bit. But yeah, I appreciate the video though. I like it. And I'll share it in the chat. I want to see what that POE website he was talking about too. I'm gonna pull that up.